All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Revolutionary Girl Utena, episode 37. Well, shit.
Yep. Utena knows she's seen Akio and Anthi at night. And now we have Utena's reaction to that for this episode.
Yep. I'm... like, we've had some uncomfortable episodes before, but there's that part of me that's like, okay, this could be one of the most uncomfortable to date because how is Utena going to respond? Is she going to blame Anthi? Is Anthi going to blame Utena? Like, oh yeah, you finally figured it out. Who knows?
Yep.
Who knows?
We've had a really fucked up time with Akio. So now that we've got him basically seen by everybody that needed to see him, the main worry we have is that there's been so much time and energy and focus by most of the guys, trying to manipulate and control Utena here, that if this does end up following through in some way, we're not positive of Utena's response being a helpful one, which is really
it might not
uncomfortable.
be because this is only the third to last episode, and then there's also the movie. So, like, regardless of what happens, Akio is not probably getting, like, defeated here. So,
So, struggle and conflict are here, and they're here to stay for at least a little bit.
Yeah.
So, I am very excited to see how Anthi takes this, especially if Utena brings it up, because Anthi having an Utena that knows feels pretty good, or at least pretty exciting in terms of plot developments and or things that she's going to say. And Anthi feels like she's had a lot to say, and she's been holding it in for quite a while.
Just a bit.
So,
just a bit.
Yeah. No, without further ado, let's get into this.
もし君が大きくなっても本当にその気高さを失わなければその指輪が
再び僕のところへ導くだろう
Yeah, of course she's taking that off. Okay.
That's a pretty big deal. If that can be because it's the... Well, wait. Akio is doing this?
そんな顔何か悩み事でも
ちょっとねでもあんまり人には相談できるようなことじゃないんです
Okay.
人に言えないことって誰にでもあるでしょ
そう
時間が取れるなら今日の放課後でも時間が取れるなら僕と付き合ってもらえませんかごめんなさい
それはデートのお誘いですよね
もちろん
じゃあ5時半に家の前で待ってます
いやー、秋代さんみたいなかっこいい人とデートできるなんて女の子冥利に尽きるなヒューヒュー
Yeah, let's get the music.
Yeah.
届いたのかああさっき世界の果てから手紙が来た別れの手紙だな今頃彼女の元にも手紙が届いているだろう俺たちとは違う手紙がお前と自転車に乗るのは久しぶりだなああどれくらいぶりだろう
At least they've got a bike,
Yeah.
It's no car, but
You make do with what you got.
they are wheels.
Phew, phew.
Oh boy. We didn't get to see any kind of exchange.
楽しかった今日はどうもありがとう
やっぱり指輪はしてないんだね今夜の君は
何です
今夜の君は
I mean, yeah, she took off the uniform, yeah.
だって僕は女の子だもん
本当のことを言おうか実は星なんか全然興味ないんだ
That feels like it fits.
Yeah. I only use them as a means to reflect back to me, which I actually care about.
なんだ起きてたのか 怒ってる？
As far away as they can possibly be.
Yeah.
そう言うと思った。
Yeah.
ちょっと意地悪だったかな。今夜の僕はとっても女の子らしいんだって。明夫さんが言ってた女の子らしいってどういうことなのかな。
女の子は結局みんなバラの花嫁みたいなものですから。
Okay. Okay.
それで彼女をどうするつもりなんです？
どうするって何を？
天上ウテナがバラの門をくぐるとは思えない。彼女にはその理由もない。
そうかい？
彼女は世界を革命するものになりたかったんじゃない。今の彼女の心はあなたにある。王子様より現実の男である。あなたを選んだ。
Yeah, nice.
選ぶのは彼女だ。そしてまだ選んでいない。
Damn. So they're gonna put her on a full-on stage and having manipulated and guided her towards a specific choice.
ウテナ様、
Oh, she's getting eaten up inside.
私たち、
Yeah.
今の関係がずっと続くといいですよね。
Really? Is she also trying to manipulate Utena towards bringing revolution, but she needs it to be something where even if she's not ready to bring about the right revolution, she still needs to fire up that bit of her? Because I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
let's
believe
talk to these two.
Yeah, I don't believe Auntie for a second wants everything to stay the same.
Yeah, only if maybe she was talking about a very narrow, like, perspective
Viewpoint.
of this, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, let's get these two in on it. Yeah.
珍しいですね。二人揃って。また決闘の申し込みですか？
Nice. Okay, badminton.
手紙が来たんです。君が世界を革命するものに決まったって。
世界を革命する力か。
It's a real toss-up.
なんかすごいな。
君はアンシーをどうするんだ？
Hmm.
好きなんだろ？
それは先輩の好きとは違いますよ。僕のは純粋に、いや先輩の思いも純粋だろうけど、でも僕はもう
Not finishing any sentences.
Mm-hmm.
姫宮のこと。ナナミ。
Hey!
Oh my god!
Yes! Yes!
まだ騙されてることに気がつかない。
Finally!
ぶ
Yes!
りじゃないか、その制服。
Holy shit! Alright.
という意味ですか？
Okay.
あんたも理事長や姫宮アンシーと関わるのはいい加減にしておくことね。
Oh.
ご忠告どうも。
Be more specific.
私は真面目に言ってるのよ。あんたはおせっかいすぎるのよ。バカなのよ。
Meddlesome.
君だっておせっかいで僕に忠告してくれてるんだろ。あんたと話してると調子狂うのよ。僕は思い込みの激しい B 型だからね。
Wait.
私もよ。
Utena's low-key a horoscope girl.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's not too surprising.
ねえ、天女先輩。
何？
Hey.
僕、なんか最近天女先輩のことがすごく気になるんです。おっと、告白か。
ミッキーは姫宮のことが好きなんだろ？
乗り換えちゃいけませんか？
考えとくよ。
Nice.
私にも君の写真を。
Revolutionary girl. Can I change my mind?
ど
Yeah.
うするんです？
新しく買ったペンダントに入れようかと思って。
Wow. Yeah.
参ったな。強力なライバルの出現だ。
Yeah. They already had their little revolutions already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Ah!
頭ご存知
Nice.
あなたとはこれでお別れかも。
No!
私決めたの。
Ah!
やっぱ 私の話題になったり。いいえ、私はやってません。舐めただけです。
なめた。
つまりそういう舐めた人生を歩みたいのね。
あ
私たちって友達じゃん。チュー。
あ
そろそろ行こうか。
審査員のおじさま。審査員のおじさま。明
This
日
is
の
my
オーディション
audition.
の審査員
Oh, that,
This might be one of the longer ones we've gotten.
お食事に連れてって。
よしよし、君の言うことならパパは何でも聞いちゃうぞ。
パパ。
ちなみにオーディションで合格するのは一人きりってご存知かしら。
ご存知か。
oh boy. Oh boy.
Yep. Oh. Oh. Who's gonna be in the car?
Well, we know one of the people who's going to be in the car.
苦しいかアンシ
Jesus.
ー。だがお前を苦しめているのは俺じゃない。
You're right, of course not.
姫宮は将来どうするつもりなの？
Okay, sudden.
将来？
いつかここを卒業した後さ、何かやりたいこととかは？
Utena, didn't you know? There
You
is
never
no
graduate.
graduating from here, yeah.
猛毒の名前です。いかがですか？そのクッキー。それ、私が焼いたんです。
The music is skipping.
その紅茶の毒入りなんだ。
What?
とても美味しいですよ、この紅茶。
このクッキーもね。きっと10年後にも一緒に笑ってお茶を飲もう。約束だ。
え、きっと。
Well, shit. Shit.
Fuck.
もうダメです。ごめんなさい。もういいですから。
逃げるのか？10年後に笑って一緒にお茶を飲むんじゃなかったのか？
ごめんなさい。ウテナ様。ごめんなさい。
Shit, okay, okay.
行くとは思わなかったよ。どうに友達がいると思っているやつはバカだよ。
知らなかったのか？僕はバカなんだよ。
Good.
Alright.
時は満ちた。
Yeah.
バラの門をくぐるとき、白い道が開き、世界を革命する力が手に入る。ウテナ様。まだ
Wow.
引き返せますよ。
Okay.
All right, but this is still something that could go horrifically wrong as being a ruse to set her up, but Oh man. Okay.
Alright.
Yep. All right.
Okay.
We have ourselves an episode post realization.
Yep.
And Utena, of course, doesn't tell anybody. She's too nervous to talk about it to anybody. But we very much do see a shift in the dynamic with her, Akio, and Anthi. Utena puts away the ring for the majority of the episode.
Yep.
And the outfit.
And there's elements of it where because the aftermath of this was still in the sort of like a lot of it was like the impressionistic kind of stuff that Utena loves to do.
Yes. As a show, yeah.
As a show.
Yeah.
There is part of me that like wants to kind of unpack like my current perspective on it and see what you think about it.
Yeah.
So the getting rid of the uniform and the ring could have something to do with the fact that maybe she made the connection that Akio was her prince from back then. It could also theoretically have something to do with just the idea that regardless of whether he was back then, he is currently her prince now. And so she's disillusioned in the whole idea of it because she sees, oh, is this what a prince is? Right? You know, and so I don't want anything to do with that.
Sure.
And so then over the course of the episode, it's her realizing, you know what? Fuck that. Even if that's what that prince is, I'm going to be the prince that Anthe needs here.
Yeah,
and so
I hope it's that. I hope it's that. I very much hope it's that. The issue I have primarily is that there's a desire that Akio has for her to put the ring back on.
Right. And the reason why I think that is because he doesn't want to be the prince.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, like, he wants her to revolutionize the world, but it's still something as to where what revolutionizing the world for him doesn't make sense insofar as that he does want things to
like
stay the same.
Yeah, unless he specifically wanted Utena to defeat him for some reason, which I don't really I don't think that's
I don't buy that at all.
Yeah, like the fact that
man is an active predator perpetuating his own.
If anything, it's that he wants her to be a certain way, and so that's why he was bothered by the fact that she didn't have the ring on, you know? Because it's it's
a measure of his influence and claim on her or something.
Yeah, or like if you're not someone with that sort of youthful zeal, then you're less appealing to me. You know?
Sure.
So because she basically saw what was really happening, and now it's oh fuck, he's like, well, there isn't that sense of innocence anymore.
Okay.
And so that's can't you go back to that?
Yeah.
Can't you just pretend that, you know?
Yeah, maybe. I feel like there's something there. It's just that then during the course of that time, she kind of goes to Akio, specifically like wants to capitalize on him and his time. Specifically, like almost tries to compete with Anthe, and it feels very much like, no, if anything, you got what you wanted, and Akio doesn't even necessarily know that this has anything to do with her seeing Anthe and him together. Like he might know, but I doubt that he does. I think it's just that he's like, this is different. What's going on? He's like, I don't want different, whatever that is. Just go back to the way things were. But if anything, he is very much in the like, oh, you're trying to dress more traditionally feminine. Okay. I need to affirm that. I like that.
Yeah, right. Like it's something where because the episode skipped past the actual scene in which it's discovered, there's a part of me that's like, okay, I could totally see that being a thing where they're doing it in like a censorship kind of way from a content angle.
Sure.
Where because even though it's
We've seen this happen for like the last 7 or 8 episodes.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like it's very clear what's going on, but the show hasn't actually said it, right? So
but that's not what Utena does. So we know
that's not what Utena does. But from that angle, maybe the reason why there wasn't like we skipped past the confrontation, could it be that that's what it is, or could it be also that it's just the Utena saw that left like, you know, maybe Akio knows that she found out and is acting in this way.
Yeah, but that's not what we were shown. Like that's literally not what we were shown. So like this anime does show us a lot, but it's not going to tell us until we actually get repetition. So for this I think it's kind of pointless to go into that area because we're operating on the idea that Anthe gets shaken by Utena's actions here, and Utena's kind of pivot really hard into the traditionally feminine side of things.
Right.
It freaks out Anthe like in a couple ways. One, she kind of pulls back a little bit, can probably kind of sense a little bit that there's some distance there. And
she is the one who closes the distance in the room.
She's the one that closes the distance, which shows that it's Utena, you know, the one that's causing the distance to be there. And then they joke about murder, suicide, or just killing each other with the poison and stuff. I'm guessing that's a thing that we have to take slightly non-literally. But then we jump from that really quickly to Anthe thinking about killing herself, which is like, okay, so Anthe, either if we think about this linearly, had some intrusive thoughts because she didn't have anything revealed with regards to what Utena knows. So
yeah,
this was something where either she was basically like, I'm done, I'm checking out. If Utena is not going to be my prince,
sure, you were my last hope kind of a thing.
Yeah, then I've lost. Everything is over.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the episode, she shows up with the torn up letter taped together, basically saying,
even if you decide that you're like, no, I just want to forget about all this. I want to pretend that, nothing's happening. I know that that's not what you truly want.
Yeah, this is who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yet even still, there's an element of this where, like, doesn't it feel like...
Well, yeah, the letter came from Akio, right, and that's where I get confused with the whole what's Akio's motivation exactly with regards to, his own personal world revolutionizing.
And Toga says literally, I have no idea what end of the world's motivation is and all this.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So that, and maybe that's where we'll still be able to have a decent amount of like story content, from here on out. Because if it was cut and dry, then you'd think it'd be, at the very least, there wouldn't need to be a movie.
Right, because I originally thought that what he wanted was to awaken the power of Dios and then have it be something that he could then either be used for something that he wanted, or to be something that he could then get back.
Sure.
But in the guise of who he is now, versus the prince back then, which, to be fair, we don't know as much about the prince back then, other than he wasn't necessarily that amazing anyway. But this kind of contradicts that in the episode because Utena kind of had the I'm, stepping back from everything here. And pretty much the main thing that, well, maybe it does. Because the main thing that Akio wanted this episode was to get Utena back into having the ring being on.
Right.
So he does need Utena to duel, and that's all very obvious here. But
maybe so the shadow puppet, play thing this episode.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It was there was a lot more detail put into it than usual. Normally they're a bit more like fairly short and to the point, and a bit more like.
Well, this one had 3 people in it.
It did have 3 people.
I mean, and two in that they're always, just play acting different versions of characters.
But no, there was a point where it was, there was a duplicate of one of them or something.
Yeah.
And they very much were talking about the idea of, who are you going to choose, right? There can only be one winner. And so maybe the situation here is that Utena needs to revolutionize the world. And then at that point, not that I know what this would necessarily represent or why this would be the case, but then it's that Utena needs to then choose between Akio and Anthy, basically, which would then symbolize the, traditional prince, the thing that she, expected, the thing that she was looking for from the beginning of the show.
Right, and we get then the thing that we've predicted for a while, which is then that they save each other, basically, through the purpose of this. But Akio still is left out in the dark here as to what he actually wants from this.
Right, and
because we know that revolutionizing the world means Utena does a duel within specific confines, contexts.
And probably against Akio.
Yeah, but also potentially in some ways against Anthy in some ways. Like having this be something where he breaks their bond, basically.
And then they need to go from fighting each other to, turning and fighting him and uniting the scissor blades and
exactly. But it just feels weird because every once in a while it feels like Anthy is on Akio's side.
Right.
Yeah,
and
so it's tough to.
Well, and from the surface level details here, the triumphant moment of Anthy bringing back the letter. If the letter is Akio trying to get Utena to dance on his strings, especially with the whole thing of aren't you wearing the ring, because that wasn't like it was a gift from him, but it wasn't a gift from him within the context of their relationship. It was a gift in order to get her to come here and be a duelist. So that seems like it would be something where she's playing into his hand, and that's where I'm thinking it's probably gonna be something different, because clearly that like when Anthi brings back the letter, that was a positive thing. There was no element of that was negative or or anything like that, right? Like that is something that we absolutely are like supposed to cheer for, right?
And also Anthi had not just the wonderful character animation, but also the kind of the hair tucked behind the ear moment of the like please,
Yeah.
like the sincerest, I love and care about you.
Mm-hmm.
I need you here in this moment kind of
Right.
body language. And so the fact that Utena is putting this guy's back on, this persona, it does feel like maybe that's the point, is that the power is back in Utena's hands, even if she's still uncertain about the way forward in this. She's going to save Anthi, because even if we don't take that scene literally with the poison stuff and the attempted suicide, Utena might have seen in some sort of clarity right there, oh, this is who I need to save.
Yeah,
and she might have seen Anthi's desperation via that.
Yes,
but it was hard to understand potentially that could be exactly what was being communicated because of the way that those two scenes were edited.
Yeah,
it felt really awkward.
Unpacking my thoughts on it. So there's the suicide thing, which if it's literal, is fairly straightforward, and then just weird that there's no like padding, bookend, build up, anything anything like that. It's just the scene on its own, which is a bit odd. Even though we know
even
why.
For Utena as an anime.
Yeah, even for Utena as an anime. And then with regards to the whole poison thing, there's the whole like lover suicide deal, which that's a Japanese thing.
Right, but then there's the red rose to kind of shift us to being like that there's multiple perspectives and ways to look at this.
Sure.
Which they have done in the past for like specific colored roses for like, this is for this thing here. And this is what's actually going on, or what have you. Yeah.
And the other thing that I was thinking it might be with regards to that is that each of them says like, oh, I poisoned that thing, and then the other one still consumes the thing.
Right.
That could be the lover suicide, but I could also see it being something where it's I so completely trust you that even if you say that you're going to hurt me here, I know that's not actually what's in your heart. I know that's not actually what you would do. Right. And so then that's the setup for then and now, the two of us together, let's go. Right.
Yeah,
Anthi's going to help Utena know to be like, you can do this, fight the good fight.
Yeah.
And Utena's going to be the one to go do it.
Yeah, I hope that that's the case. I do feel like there's a twinge of like apprehension on my part where they're playing in the game that Akio has made. So what can they actually do here?
Right, if you're playing by his rules, like that doesn't
it doesn't leave me a lot of confidence.
Tactically, that seems like a bad idea, but also from the standpoint of revolutionizing the world, that doesn't seem very revolutionize-y. Right?
It feels like there has to be something more that Utena has to do.
Right. There's some point where she flips the table and says, "I'm making the rules now."
Yeah, puts the castle literally and destroys it or something.
Because, her and Anthi go charging on stallions through the sky and lance through the castle.
Right, and something tells me that's something that we have to have actual build up to. Like there's not a lot of build up to that.
Yeah, and yet we're going up to the duel of whatever it is, and and
there's not much episodes left.
There's not many episodes left, but there's more than one, and we could end
on a pretty dramatic cliffhanger, and then that leads into a movie. Yeah.
But even then, we've never had a duel that actually lasted a full episode. Right?
Oh God, no!
So
they're super short.
They're super short. So
I'm mostly reused animation.
Exactly. Now, if it's Akio,
the lead up is mostly.
Yes, and if it's Akio we're fighting out, we don't exactly have any animation with him. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out my Baldur's Gate 3 Let's Play on Twitch. And if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.